My mom's on Facebook a little bit too much. Any other chronic momenters out there? Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Making the world a better place. My mom comments on just about everything that pops up on Facebook. Because she would love to give physical hugs to everybody live in the flesh, but she can't, so she does it via the internet with likes and comments and shares, but she's commenting on shit that doesn't need additional commentary. Usually pictures of food, because that's what her friends also in their 60s are chronically posting, because they don't know what to use Facebook for either, you know? So they're just like, I bet these youngsters forgot what pictures their fucking casserole look like. Noodle salad Monday through Friday from Barb and Kathy Scheibitz, and my mom comments on every photo. She's consistent, I'll give her that. A picture will just pop up. She's like, yum! Yeah, okay, you can probably just think that, Mom. You don't have to put that down on the keyboard, you know? Internalize that emotion. Sometimes she just says what the food is. Lasagna! It's not a fucking game show, Mom. You don't have to guess the food picture. People know what that is. And somebody likes her comment, she comments below the like. I don't know you like lasagna, Debbie. We should make it together. I'm sitting there high as balls chiming in. Let me know when you make it. I'll fly up. I'm fucked up. I am at the airport awaiting your lasagna call. We have stupid fights, my mom and I. Got into a fight about whether it's pronounced Fanta or Fanta. Yeah. On the phone, she was like, do you remember my friend Diane? No? Oh, her daughter had a miscarriage last weekend. Oh, shit. Hey, Mom, remember when I said I don't remember who Diane is? I thought that kind of squashed that. What's the weather like in L.A.? Well, you know, 75, 80, every day. Hot as balls, you know that. Oh, that's great. You gonna wear shorts? I don't really feel like answering that, Mom. Well, send me a picture if you do. Nope, definitely not. And I was like, Mom, I haven't had a Fanta in a while. And she goes, it's Fanta. I was like, what'd you say, bitch? It's Fanta. I go, no, Mom, it's Fanta. The jingle in the commercial goes, don't you want a Fanta? She goes, no, it's Fanta. Don't you want a Fanta? An adorable rendition, for sure, but also incorrect. I was firm in my beverage jingle knowledge. I'm, Mom, it's fucking Fanta. I'm right, you're wrong. I'm sorry. That's just the matter of facts about this moment. And she's like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I guess, you know, yeah, I guess you're right and I'm wrong. What do I know? What do I know? You know everything and I don't know shit. Yeah, here I am, wrong again. And then she said something I've never heard before in the history of our relationship to squash any debate. She goes, yeah, what do I know? What do I know? You just came out of me. I mean, that is the ultimate mic drop. For any discrepancy. Like, you just came out of me. If she were a Mortal Kombat character, that would be her finishing move. Do you understand? Just childbirth. Like, you can't come back from that. Only works if you're a mom, obviously. Not as effective if you're a dad. Oh, really? I don't know what I'm talking about, son? Yeah, no, what do I know? You just came out of me and then went into your mom and then came out of your mom, I think. I don't know. Maybe the butt. I don't know how it works. You might be a butt baby. Google it. I have to use Facebook for so much promotions. Facebook is big for the promotional part of this job, but it's also great for connecting. Let's be honest, that's what we all use it for. So many people I've found and rediscovered from my past. I went to elementary school with a girl named Audrey Klitgard, and I forgot about that shit. Yeah, Klitgard. What a home run day that was. I was just like, and I got to have that again, you know? I got to go take a trip down Klitgard Lane for a minute, you know, and remember a better time when the economy was strong and Audrey Klitgard. How does that happen, by the way? Were the options limited at Ellis Island that day? All right, sir, you can either have Dick Sponge, Ass Tickler, or Klitgard. Man, fucking Klitgard's probably gonna get the least amount of teasing. Found out one of my friends got divorced on Facebook. That was a new one. Usually Facebook is a place to celebrate the highs. Like, this is all the great stuff. It's the life. Just look at how great things are. But now it's like, man, this is happening too. I want everyone to see it. And I love that. I love taking ownership of moments like this and turning them into celebratory experiences. And she did. It was a picture of her and about 15 of her girlfriends in front of a barn with balloons spelling out the words divorced as fuck, right? All flicking off the camera in unison, just like, fuck you, Steve, right? And a lot of hashtags to accompany the picture. Just hashtag next chapter. Hashtag doing it my way this time. Hashtag Emily Summer of Fun. Hashtag gonna find me a new man. Hashtag someone help me find me a new man. You know? Hashtag please. You know? I knew it was gonna work out. Sometimes you meet a couple and you're just like, nope, not gonna work. Thanks for playing. You know, they were just too different, you know, opposites. And people always try to come at me with like, well, dude, you know, opposites attract. I'm like, yeah, and sometimes opposites are fucking opposites. And they weren't meant to be. And it takes a minute to figure that out. This dude was so roided out, and not that roided out fellas can't find love and happiness. He just had too much juice running through his system. You couldn't have a normal combo with him. You'd be like, dude, Troy, how was your weekend? He was like, yeah. I'm like, did you just put a curse on my fucking family, dude? What was that? Am I gonna sleep tonight? Why can't you talk normally in public? Everyone commented below too. Divorced? No. What happened? Why? What? What happened? No. Why? What? Why? I'm like, why? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say she asked him to put the toilet seat down and he tried to throw the fridge at her head. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a deal breaker in most relationships. I like to smoke blunts, joints, right? Makes me feel like Snoop Dogg. Can't do edibles anymore. Swore those off. Last time I had an edible, I had 3 pot brownies, went to Disneyland, and convinced Winnie the Pooh to break character so that he could take me to a first aid station because I was having a panic attack. Yeah, true story. Hey, public freak out in your 30s, table for one. I can only imagine what it looked like to ongoing children. First time at Disneyland, just seeing a grown man flexing on Pooh in broad daylight, like, you gotta help me, man, my heart's gonna pop out of my fucking chest! I was losing my mind. I was terrified on many levels. And then I started getting flooded with all these flashbacks, because then I remembered, oh shit, my folks took my sister and I to Disneyland when we were 6 for like a save the marriage trip, right? And yeah, spoiler alert, didn't work. And but I remembered getting lost that day at 6 and getting the sweet help from Winnie the Pooh again, who I'm now facing down with 30 years later. So I'm just like, dude, Pooh, you helped me 30 years ago, now you're gonna bail on me when I'm having a fucking heart attack? And this motherfucker in the suit, which I know was not a real guy, because I played Wolverine at Universal Studios. So I'm like, you know, which, you know, shouldn't be the only reason you know that somebody's not the real Winnie the Pooh. I used to play a character too. I know you're probably Kevin from Detroit in there, you know. But I was like, dude, break the fourth wall. I need some fucking help. And this guy would not break the character code of conduct. He looked right at me and was like, like, I don't know what to tell you. Ask Christopher Robin, you know. So now I'm freaking out. And people have seen me freak out. So then you get extra self-conscious, right? Pooh walks away, and then you have to just like stand there by yourself, like, yeah, I'm fine, you know. People are like, you cool? You're like, are you cool? Then I had to break away and get indoors. So I went to Splash Mountain. Not before I was reunited with my buddy who I went to the park with. We had gotten separated, right? So I was lost for a second time, again, freaking out with just Pooh to come to my rescue. He fucking failed on that mission. Then I see my buddy. It was like we were, you know, like remember at the end of Titanic when people were like saw each other, like, I thought you drowned. Like that's how it was. When I saw him, I was like, I thought you were dead. He's like, where the fuck were you? I was like, I fucking got a pizza and then I found Pooh and I'm free. I had a heart attack in front of a kid. It's a long story, you know. And then we got on Splash Mountain and we started to chill out for a little bit because, you know, there's some tranquil moments. You know, you sit around, you just, you know, get in a log, you just kind of coast down the river, right? Zippity-doo down, zippity-yay. Right, we start singing along. We're like, we're fucking baked. Thank God we didn't die today, you know. And then panic started to resettle in when all these robotic animals started popping out of nowhere every 12 to 16 seconds. Hey, Walt, too many animatronics. It's my one piece of feedback. Just all these animals just me, maybe I'm real. Right, just staring at you way too long into your soul. I knew we were too big because at the top of Splash Mountain was an owl, and he looks right at my buddy and I and goes, me, whoo! And my buddy starts nudging me. He's like, dude, Adam, that owl just called you a Jew. We got to get out of here. This place is haunted, man. How do you know? That was cool. I'll give you that. Because, man, I've had some insane nightmares. I still fuck with NyQuil. I don't know why. Probably because the slogan, commercial, they make it seem so carefree. You know, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine. You're like, oh, that sounds great. I'd love to rest. And NyQuil's like, yeah, you can definitely rest after you hallucinate for 45 minutes. Get ready to see your dead grandpa on a seesaw in France. NyQuil. Hawaii is the best place to smoke pot, man. Hawaii exudes the vibes of pot just 24/7. Look at any beach bar, blasting out the tunes of Jack Johnson. I don't know if Jack Johnson is like the state bird in fucking Hawaii, but they respect his tunes so... Every beach bar, just, you know... And you're not paying attention to the lyrics that JJ is stringing together. And you should, because he is brilliant at just rapping together these... You know, these lyrics that have no business being partnered together. But, you know, you're tapping your toe to all of his melodies. So you never give an ounce of doubt to what he's singing about. He's just like, I got the beach, pancakes at my feet. I watch the waves all day as they crash on the street. All right, well, that is catchy, but that's a tsunami that you're singing about, Jack. So maybe a little more concern in your voice. Children are drowning in front of you while you're harmonizing to yourself. I do like to watch TV when I'm a little stoned. Obviously, it's the best time to do it. I'm partial to Chop Jr. If you like child abuse and food, that is the show for you. God damn, the verbal critique that these adults have the audacity to throw at these children. 11, 12, they can't even tie their shoes or do cursive, yet they're taking in all this fucking, just absorbing all this fucking emotional wear and tear. You know, and they don't know. They don't know how to stick up for themselves. Just like, I tried really hard, and I think it was pretty good. My mom said she liked it. And the judge is like, yeah, well, Caleb, I found your lemon bolognese to be weak, like your kickball skills. And yeah, that's fair. I always get picked last. You're right. Stephanie, your tuna tartare was flat, like your chest. Yeah. I mean, I'm 10, so I'll get tits next time. You're right. Everyone smokes pot. My 15-year-old cousin just found out he smokes weed. 15 years old. Tried to help curb the habit. I was like, dude, it doesn't have to become an issue, you know? I smoke a little. His eyes lit up. Never seen a kid more excited in my entire life. Adam, you smoke pot? Dude, how have we not smoked together yet? What are you talking about? 5 years ago, you were 10. What the fuck are you talking about, man? What do you mean, how have we not? You just started using deodorant, man. You gotta build up to that. Plus, I have a rule. I can't smoke weed with anybody who didn't grow up watching DuckTales. That's just a rule I have. There's a generation gap, you know what I'm saying? DuckTales. Yeah, see, they're the potheads. That's how you find them. I knew you were in here. You had no clue that was coming, and you dropped everything that was happening with you in that moment. Just a fucking woo-woo. Woo! Yeah, I love that show, dude. Give me a heads up next time. You could see someone stabbing someone outside a Whole Foods parking lot, like, chicken apple sausages are way too expensive. Just walk by, DuckTales, yeah, woo, yeah, back to stabbing. I'll stop for the woo-woo. I'm an impulse buyer, though, you know? I see the slogan just like, this'll help, and I'm like, I want it, you know? I bought a MyPillow. Just, again, impulse buyer. I got turned on from the whole commercial. If you don't know the MyPillow story, by the way, fascinating. Mike Lindell, former crackhead, okay? Used to sleep on feet under freeways. Cleaned himself up, made the MyPillow, boom, billionaire. Inspiring story. Tugs at the heartstrings. Makes you want to be a part of that situation. And again, the commercial does its job, overhypes the product, makes you feel like you're not living properly without it. Just some guy on the sidewalk, you know, no pillow, just trying to get comfy on the street, just fucking, you know, having a tough time getting those restful Z's. He's like, it's just not that soft. Like, yeah, it's a curb, dum-dum. Go inside, you know? What the fuck are you doing? And then they cut to Lindell. He's like, that's why you need a fucking MyPillow. You know, and he's just muppeting out hardcore on TV. He's still dealing with some crack after effects. Like, get your fucking pillow, right? And I did, you know? And it's the worst fucking thing I've ever slept on. Obviously. I should have known that going in. Who takes relaxation tips from a fucking crackhead? This guy used to think the alphabet started with... That's not a guy you listen to for sleeping advice.